All right. So, rectangles. We just learned about the properties of parallelograms. There's 6 different ones. Learn about rectangles, rhombi, and square. Rhombi is the plural of rhombus. Rectangles uses all the properties of parallelograms, plus the diagonals are actually equal, and all 4 angles inside the rectangle that make up the sides of the rectangle equal 90 degrees. So they're right angles. Rhombus is not a rectangle, but they're both parallelograms. But this is a special parallelogram because all the sides are congruent, sort of like a square. However, the angles are not 90 degrees in a rhombus. The diagonals are perpendicular. That means they intersect at a right angle in the center of the rhombus. And the diagonals bisect the opposite angles. So the little angles that they cut in 2 equal parts. And then you got a square. The square has all the properties and is a perfect figure. So all the angles are equal, all the sides are equal, right angles everywhere. So I'm going to answer a couple of these. I'm going to let you finish. Like in number 1 is a rectangle. And what you can do is go ahead and label this picture. LM is 16. MN is 12. MN is 12. And angle 1 is 60 degrees. So, what a great suggestion here is to label all your angles. ON 16. All right, so you said ON 16. And the opposite sides are congruent, so that would be 16. I'm just going to do a couple of these. OL 12. And OL is 12. LN is now 60. Wait, LN 60, right? Wait. OL is 12. Wait, what's oh, excuse me. I put 12 on the wrong one. What's in? Now LN is from this corner to this corner. 120? No, it's not 120. But the one way that you can find this length of this rectangle, this side, would be saying 12 squared plus 16 squared equals C squared. Does anybody know what that's called? Starts with a P. Pythagorean theorem. So that's 144 plus 256 equals C squared. So that's 400. So C squared is 400. To get C by itself, you would square root both sides. And C equals 20. We're only using the positive portion of the square root, because it really is supposed to be plus or minus 20, but you cannot have a negative length. So OL, or LN, excuse me, this whole length here is 20. Now, if you know that whole length is 20, then I figure you can figure out the 2 little ones since they are congruent. And I have to add up to 20. And in a rectangle, remember, the diagonals are congruent. Okay? So I'll let you sort of answer the rest of these. And you understand that the angles are right angles. So you should be able to find all these angles. And also remember, to do that, you have to use your vertical angles. That means where angles that are across from each other in an X fashion equal each other. And the 3 angles in a triangle add up to how much? How much is 3 angles? 180 degrees. That is correct. So that's what you'll have to do to answer the rest of these. A rhombus. This one says this one's a rhombus. So the first thing I do know is this. All these sides are actually equal. All 4 sides are equal, and that's a right angle. So all those angles are right angles, and these angles are congruent to each other. And then these angles are congruent to each other. All right? So I want to see what you can do by labeling what you know. If WX is 4 and WXY, this whole angle here is 60 degrees. You should know how much 3 and 4 are now because those angles are equal. Then you'll answer these following questions. And then remember, the bottom one is a square. A square is perfect in every shape, form, and fashion. So if these angles are right angles, and these are cut perfectly in half, you should know how much each one of these two angles are. You should also know that this acts like a rhombus, so the angles inside of here are perpendicular. The lines are perpendicular, therefore they form right angles in there. So you should be able to answer this page. Should not take you too long. And then on the back, it's just reviewing what a rhombus and a square is. See if you can answer these questions by what the information is provided. So let's get started on this, and this page will be due at the end of the period as well.